G'day! I'm going to turn Australian now to introduce myself because apparently I can't say good morning, good afternoon, good evening because everyone's at a different timestamp. So today I'm going to be telling you the story of a yellow beetle. If you don't know what a yellow beetle is, I'm not talking about the animal, I'm talking about a car. That really tragic looking car that you either love it or you hate it. It's kind of like Marmite. It doesn't have to be yellow, but just the beetle in general. And basically how the yellow beetle can teach you about having a better mindset, particularly if you're buying a yellow beetle. So listen up, strap on, excuse me. We're about to have a little bit of a story time with Callum. So let me get my my nice voice on. I don't think I have one of those. I don't think I'm ever making it to CBBS, if I'm honest. Excuse me. So how can buying a yellow beetle specifically, teach you about having a better mindset? So essentially, there was this person, and I can't remember where this story came from, so I'm going to call this guy Brian. I don't know why he's called Brian, but he's called Brian. And Brian went to the shop, and he went to the car shop, and he went to go buy a car. And he wanted to go buy a yellow beetle specifically. It's his favourite car. He loves the colour yellow, and that's what he wanted. When Brian left that car dealership, after he had bought that car, his dream car of everything, something funny happened. On the drive home, he saw 3 yellow beetles. And you're thinking, look, this is not a popular car. It can't be a popular car. Who drives a beetle? Who drives a yellow beetle for that? But this is his brain pulling a very funny trick, but also very common trick on his body, or on himself. So, in buying the yellow beetle, that basically had pushed that to the front of his mind, the yellow beetle. Your brain is really good at bringing attention to things that are of importance. In this case, the yellow beetle. So what happened is, now that he was prioritizing the importance of his yellow beetle and how proud he was of it, his brain now actively scans and looks for things that relate to that or are that. And in this case, he sees other beetles or other yellow beetles specifically. So he's looking around. He's like, since when did everyone drive a yellow beetle? Or when did everyone drive a Volkswagen Beetle? And it's kind of annoying to him. He's like, well, I wanted to be a bit unique. And he now sees it as a bit of a negative. He's like, for fuck's sake, what's going on here? Like, no one else has this. And you may be wondering, like, kind of, where the fuck's this going? So now take a step back. Back it up, draw the line in the sand. Remember that concept of your brain paying attention to important things. Think about a weight loss scenario now. So think about a weight loss scenario. You just stepped on the scales this morning. I don't think you had a heavy weekend, but you can add some more details to the story. But say you've had a heavy weekend, a few drinks, a few takeouts, been a bit lazier than normal, and you stepped on, and the scale's gone up a fair amount, and you're like, fuck. And you're just telling yourself, oh, fuck, I've ruined it, I've done this, I've done that. This concept of your brain bringing things of importance to the front of its mind will now come into play. And you want to understand this. So you've just found out you've gained weight. And you haven't got fatter, but you just found out you gained weight. But you're now like convinced. You're like, oh, I'm doing terrible. I'm a failure. All this. Your brain will actively search out to validate that thought. So you've just said, I'm a failure. I haven't lost weight. I can't do this. I can't do anything. And it will find examples of that. So you've just said to yourself, you're a failure, or you can't stick at anything. And it will go back to that time when you quit Slimming World after only 4 weeks because you hated the pressure. And then it'll go back to the time where you maybe gave up netball when you were a young kid. And it'll just keep relaying little things. Oh, do you remember that last 6-week program you jumped on? You did the 6 weeks and then you lost all that weight, but then you regained it afterwards, so you couldn't keep it up anyway. And this is your brain just leeching on your self-talk. So your brain's really good at validating things you've told yourself. Again, things that are brought to the front of your mind. So, bringing it full circle, the yellow beetle being brought to the front of your mind, now seeing more yellow beetles. In the case of the weight loss, you're now seeing areas where you failed or you fucked up in the past. Well, you didn't actually fuck up. Your brain and your self-talk has told you that. I challenge you this, and I do this actively with all my clients, and one of my clients will tell you, since she's met me, it blows her away how I can find the smallest positive in anything negative in her life and in her training and exercise nutrition. And the reason I do this is because most people fall into this type of person. We're all really good at telling ourselves we did shit, we did badly, we did that, I can't do this, I can't do that. Why do you need a coach to be paid to tell you you're doing this shit and you're doing that badly? Why don't I, rather than tell you you're this, that, and the other, why don't I show you how we can get past that? Why don't I give you support to help you understand your feelings and why you feel like you failed, but also relay to you, be like, well, you didn't fail. You've actually managed to achieve this. And then you managed to stick at that for 6 weeks. And you managed to stick at that. And you actually did manage to lose weight. What failed you was the coach beforehand who didn't help you keep the weight off. They gave you 6 weeks of progress and then fucked off. It was never designed to help you that way. The difference with myself is we are not 6 weeks and done. We are 6 weeks to get you going, and then we transition you into a lifestyle program to help you maintain your weight loss and feel good in yourself. So I help all my clients, and I challenge them first before I pipe in. I challenge them first to look for that one positive. So they overate one day, and they had a big weekend. I was like, okay, but out of all of that, was there one thing you did that would have counteracted that or would have helped you get back on track sooner? And she's like, well, I only overate at breakfast the day after on my hangover. Okay, what do you mean by that? So I only had a McDonald's breakfast, and even at my McDonald's breakfast, I just had a cheesy bacon flatbread and a coffee and a couple of hash browns. Okay, and what about the rest of the day? She's like, I just kind of ate normally. And what do you mean by that? Well, I didn't get a takeout. I just made a simple spag bowl, had a bit of a light lunch, and that was it. Okay, good. So the positive there is what you used to do was go, I'm having McDonald's breakfast, and then you get 2 double egg muffins and sausage muffins, and then you go and have maybe a pizza that night as well, a couple of bottles of Lucozade, and that's you. That's fine if you did that before. There's nothing wrong with that. The point is, though, this time round, you've changed that behavior ever so slightly to that you now are eating less on your hangover days. Is it ideal? Absolutely not. But is it better than before? Yes. I had an example of this with a client who she actually used to drink 4 to 5 bottles of full sugar Coca-Cola or BPM a day. And again, there's nothing inherently wrong with that, but it's going to make you gain weight and it's going to make you susceptible to things like diabetes because of the high sugar and the high calorie content. That's just a fact. But what we did, because she enjoyed her sugary drinks, I was like, well, why don't we just reduce the amount? You can still have 1 to 2 a day, which is still half of what she had. So she's still got what she wants. But on top of that, we then worked on other lifestyle factors. So we tried to figure out why she was actually having those sugary drinks. It turns out she was fucking hungry. Her breakfast used to be a pancake, and that was it. And then she wouldn't get lunch till nearly 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon. And as she said she was starving. So what does she do? She grabbed a sugary drink because it gives her immediate sugar and energy to make her feel better. Then when she got her lunch, she could feel a bit better. So what we did is we actually helped her have a fuller breakfast. It doesn't have to be a big breakfast, but a bit more. A small mid-morning snack with some improvements to her normal hydration. She didn't like water, so we did cordial or squash, whatever you want to call it. And she actually had days where she didn't drink her sugary drinks at all. The point of this is, it turns out that the sugary drinks weren't because she craved them all the time. It wasn't because she had to have them because she's addicted to them. It's because she was hungry and craving sugar and energy because she was hungry. But when she improved the other areas of her life, she could have it just to enjoy it. So she'd have it maybe once a day, every few days now. So you see my point. So that is more looking at the positive, because she was going, oh, but I'm still drinking them. But you're doing far better than you were before. And that's what I challenge everyone to do this with. When you see yourself as a failure, when you see yourself as struggling, find that one positive that will get you heading in the right direction. That one change that you did in a normal behavior that made things better for you. So I'm going to round it up there. As always, if you haven't heard about my latest challenge, again, cheap plug here, my KD7 challenge. It is a 7-day challenge for only £7, starting January 1st, to give you a kick up the arse to get you going in the right direction. 7 days of workouts, 7 days of challenges, 7 days of my full support to give you a head start. And if you sign up before the 1st of January, you will get a one-time only offer to upgrade to my full 10-week plan. And it's only a one-time offer. You'll get presented it once. If you say no, you'll never get that price again. So if you want more info, head over to my Instagram, KD Weight Loss Coach, and send me the word info, and I'll send you some more information on what I can do for you. I'll speak to you soon, guys.